Hey Ami, welcome back to second episode of this Taekook one shot. Didn't read the first episode, get the link in the description box and read it. Time escape. Moving on is easier said than done if you have someone by your side. Thank didn't know how he ended up sharing the apartment with Jungkook after what happened. It started with him spending more time in there than his own. They didn't know how he ended up agreeing to Jungkook's suggestion of being his roommate. It was a relief for Taehyung to say the least. He wanted to stay away from anything that still holds the unwanted memories. If they truly wants to move on, they gave himself a chance to start fresh in another environment and different vibes. And if Jungkook is willing to give him that, then let it be. Although Thang knew Jungkook for a year now, felt like he was unaware of many details that concern the younger cause the culprit who was behind him being blind and oblivious to the world surrounding him. It was as if he was trapped in a gaps of Hanji and nothing other than Hanji. It edged Taehyung's heart because they realized he was missing so many details of younger raven-haired male who is never turned his back on Taehyung ever since Jungkook ran into Tae back in the days. Meanwhile, Jungkook knew Taehyung's details and little things like the back of his hand. Taehyung was never picky about food. He would ask Jungkook to just whatever only to receive the favorite afterwards, and it goes with the same way with other things. Food is just an example. It was just an additional weight on Taehyung's heavy heart. They spent his moving on page with just barely speaking a word or two and checking his phone every while. Thang didn't even know what was he expected that desperately. Thang didn't know it would hurt that bad. It also hurts more to see the face of Jungkook falling after Taehyung declines some suggestion Jungkook come up with, or the disappointment held in Jungkook's soft, quiet voice, unable to contain the pain anymore. Thang was suddenly motivated a while after they moved in with Jungkook to know the little things about Jungkook too. It wasn't long before Taehyung discovered that the younger was insomniac as Jungkook barely slept and Tae was. In fact, Jungkook was always busy with his passion of music and production. Jungkook was a light sleeper as well, sensitive to spicy food and horror stories. Jungkook has a lot of cute habits Taehyung has picked on, like easily getting flustered, giggle and sinking when embarrassed, being fidget whenever Jungkook approached Taehyung, as tried to bring up a topic that Jungkook wasn't sure how the world reaction would be about it. Taehyung found himself smiling more and more. Little things they find in the younger. Now it's been 6 months since Taehyung would moved in with Jungkook, and Taehyung can finally say that he is not sad anymore, no longer expecting any text, and his life is going very smoothly ever since they focused on himself as he promised a certain someone. His 22-year-old self is now enrolled in dancing academy, and Thang is never been any more fulfilled. They also had an online job along with having his own verified channel in which Thang uploads his dance covers from time to time. Everything is almost set in place almost, and Thang knew he had something missing still. It was until a summer night that they knew what he was missing. One thing they truly missed and needed after all this time with Jungkook is to feel complete. And then I lost my temper and crushed at them. And Jungkook was still laughing at what they said. It was supposed to be a movie night for them, but it was cancelled half an hour later after they claimed that the movie was boring. It might have created some white chaos, and so here they are just chatting, or more like Jungkook is the one talking as he sat next to the other with a pillow on his lap, using his hands and his whole body to express himself, eyes either wide open in explanation or being going bunny shaped as he laughs. Taehyung was oddly quiet the whole time, and before they could help himself, they had his found a smile as he stared back at Jungkook. Jimin jumped at that, thinking it was you who screamed. Jungkook let out a haha sound. I was like, what? Our voices are completely different. Where did you get that from? Jungkook giggled. Seriously, Hyung, what did you do to make Jimin Hyung this traumatized? When Jungkook received no response, the laughter soon dies down as the younger family realized that Taehyung hasn't said a single word in a while. After Jungkook started talking and laughing, Jungkook saw blinking and blushing deep crimson red under the soft yet intense gaze of the older Hyung. Jungkook's lips trembled nervously before clenching awkwardly. Why are you looking at me like that? Like what? Taehyung still had the same unreadable look on his face. Jungkook's heart was beating so fast he was afraid he might get a heart attack. Nothing, Jungkook stuttered, suddenly feeling a urge of run away. I'm going to bring some of brownies Jimin Hyung made for us. Want some? Jungkook didn't even wait for Taehyung's answer as he attempted to escape, face flushed and eyes never meeting Taehyung's. Taehyung wasn't having it. Single hand on the other's thigh, and Jungkook was set back again, face nervous and eyes raised in question. Then can wait. I wanna play a game. Taehyung's voice is so calm, eyes never leaving the younger. Okay, what game you wanna play? Jungkook is surprised. Taehyung never asked such request, and he looks too serious for someone who is asking to play a game. Jungkook didn't say a thing. He blinks and nods. Do you like me? Taehyung finally asked, and question he is always wanted to ask for a while. How long now? Jungkook felt the air knocked out of his lung, his heartbeat going to overdrive. Was Jungkook that obvious? Recovering from his shock state, Jungkook coughed out a nervous laugh. Where did you get that from, Hyung? I'm not blind, Jungkook. Neither my heart is. Hyung smiled softly, long fingers and gently reaching out to caress Jungkook's cheeks. Your eyes, your flush of face like right now. Hyung's voice is soft, his eyes dancing with endearment as they made the others. When you put a blanket on me 3 a.m. and go carry on with your work in your homemade little studio, how you know every little detail about me? When you put your life on the line for me that day, I felt it. I knew I wasn't just a friend or young of yours. Jungkook fell silent, pearly eyes shining with unshed tears. Thang finally found out, and Jungkook doesn't know how to feel about it revealed because Jungkook doesn't have to carry the heavy weight within him anymore, or scared that his feeling might cost Jungkook not only his first love but also very precious friend of his. Am I right? Feeling gentle fingers delicating guiding Jungkook's face up to meet Taehyung's eager eyes. Jungkook was left with no choice but not trusting his own voice at the moment. Silence is all was there, and the atmosphere is thick with anxiety. At least for the younger Thang literally knows about Jungkook's feeling for him, and he is not saying anything when he is careful and left Jungkook's chin. Jungkook watched as Thang placed both elbows on each side of Jungkook's knees as they sat hands, and soft breath was out of Jungkook's lips. That each of them, Jungkook plays surprised to say the least about how calm and collective others' voice was. Taehyung's tone held no anger, no pity, no disgust, nothing of what Jungkook is expecting. I don't know, to be honest. Jungkook shrugs. Must be somewhere around the time we first met. Delicate, a soft, barely audible gasp from Taehyung, but Jungkook didn't miss it. He looked up to meet the utterly shocked gaze of Taehyung, wide eyes, heart, lip in the shape of O and all. But we have got to know each other way before I met Hanji. The Vinay, his voice comically childish. Why didn't you think tried but stop it? I didn't know, exclaimed Jungkook, sighing. I haven't realized my feeling for you until that day you came and told me about your feelings for Hanji. And ouch, did that sting? No words can describe how horrible Taehyung's feeling right now. How could he not notice? How did Jungkook feel knowing that the boy Jungkook fell for back then was telling him about his feelings for someone else with a glint in his eyes? Heck, how could Jungkook even manage to love Taehyung still with the same amount of unconditional love without stopping before Taehyung could know what's gotten into him? And before Jungkook can register what's going on, Jungkook was guided with a yelp and to the oldest lap, parted on each side of Thang's lap as he wrapped his hands around his neck. Jungkook's cheeks, ear and neck flushed and tint red as Jungkook blinks repeatedly, trying too hard to maintain eye contact with Taehyung. Keyword trying, because Taehyung's gaze is so intense and their faces are inches apart. Taehyung's hand is careful again and he slowly guided it to Jungkook's jawline, thumb softly caressing Jungkook's jaw, finger gently touching the soft neck hair. Jungkook is holding his breath, regretting looking up in the older's eyes when Jungkook found out transfixed on his lips. Knowing what's bound to happen, Jungkook is suddenly anxious, tensing in others' hold. Tete, Jungkook breathes, his voice above a whisper. It's okay. Taehyung's other hand is driving a smooth circle against Jungkook's waist. Taehyung's voice doing wonders, calming Jungkook down. Jungkook visible relaxed. Can I? Taehyung's gaze flickered between Jungkook's lips and then up to his eyes as he waits for Jungkook's approval. Jungkook waits his option for a second, nervous, biting on his bottom lips before releasing it, and nodded afterward. That elected a soft breath of relief from Taehyung as they sealed the remaining space between the two and sealed their lips together in gentle kiss. Taehyung smiled as he felt Jungkook melting in his hold, a soft sigh escaping Jungkook's pulpy lips. They keep driving circle on Jungkook's waist, gently thumbing at Jungkook's flushed cheek with his other hand. The kiss was sweet and gentle, a little too overwhelming for the younger, and Taehyung hadn't realized that Jungkook was crying in his hold until he felt some wetness under the thumb that had him instantly pull away, thinking Jungkook might have freaked up. Was it too much? Take up the youngest face, gently staring back at Jungkook with concerned eyes. Jungkook sniffed, letting out a giggle, much to Taehyung's surprise, as Jungkook shook his head. No, I just can't believe it's finally happening. Instant relief washed through Taehyung's face as he gently thumbed Jungkook's tear away. I wasn't too late, was I? Taehyung moved a strand of hair away from the younger's eyes, watching as Taehyung let out a shaky breath, grabbing a hold on himself. Better late than never. Jungkook smiled, his tone teasing. I'm sorry, Taehyung wanted to say but didn't. Instant he kept a gentle yet possessive hand around Jungkook's neck, the old other arm around wrapped securely around his waist, pulling Jungkook closer if that even possible. Not so longer after Jungkook felt Taehyung's eager lip on his again. It was full of emotion, tender and gentle, until Jungkook finally felt a creepy hand grab on his lower cheek. They, Jungkook squeezed face beetroot at Jungkook. Taehyung clenched, a teasing glint in his eyes. What? I can't claim what's mine? Let me go, you dirty-minded Hyung. Jungkook skinned in his hold, but Taehyung's not letting go of him. Don't be sulky now, my baby. Taehyung grabs his waist with both hands, pinning him down before gently kissing his forehead as an apology, earning a soft whinny in return. Jungkook moves away and leans his face against Taehyung's chest in attempt to hide his flushed state, and the older finds cute. Eventually, Taehyung gently placed his chin on the top of his head, feeling Jungkook's fluffy hair touching his jawline and enjoying the soft blanket of silence peacefully fell over them. This is until Taehyung decided to speak up. Jungkook, you are always been mine, right? They stayed quietly, a hand gently caressing Jungkook's back as a smoothing motion, loving how the youngest figure is curled up around Thea as if Jungkook is always belonged to right here in Taehyung's arm. And I know I am late. They stopped mid-sentence, grabbing Jungkook's shoulder with both hands, gently detaching Jungkook and making Cook look at him. Jungkook remained silent as searching the older ones, meeting fondness, gentleness, seriousness, and honesty showing in Taekook's eyes, clear as daylight, spreading assurance throughout the entire being as Jungkook waits patiently for Taekook to finish. Jungkook screams, feeling fresh and warm, a roller coaster of emotion rolling out his body, driving him crazy. He is afraid that if Jungkook smiled brightly, teasing Taekook's visible nervousness as he giggled, nodding and wrapped his arm around Taekook's neck again. Please, is all Jungkook said before kissing Tae feverishly again, already getting addicted to the taste of Taekook's lips. Taekook sighed in relief, not believing this is actually happening. Jungkook is so precious to him, whether as a friend, as a lover. He wants to keep Cook by his side forever. He will always be grateful for the presence of younger. He always been a giving soul, and he's lucky enough to claim Cook and finally be able to give Cook back all the appreciation he deserves. It's gonna be a slow process to love him back as much, but they will get there eventually, and he is glad that Jungkook is understanding. Sure, he doesn't know what he did to deserve such a precious being in his life, but he is greedy enough to be Jungkook's till the end of the time. Everything feels right as both fell back in each other's comfortable arms, both promising to do everything it takes to heal each other's wounds over time and stay by each other's side, both smiling with lingering thought in their head. Thanks a lot for supporting and loving all the stories that I have been written, and I'll see you tomorrow with another one. Till then, take care, say bye bye.